Did you know that in Brunei, you can get a house for just $1? It's not a joke or a scam, it's a real government initiative. But before you start packing your bags, there's a catch. This seemingly unbelievable housing program comes with a set of strict rules and cultural norms that might shock you. From noise regulations to communication etiquette, life in Brunei is far from what you might expect. Are you ready to discover the hidden costs of living in this enigmatic nation? Imagine getting a house for just $1. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But in Brunei, this dream is a reality. The government's housing initiative offers citizens the chance to own a home for this unbelievably low price. However, as with most things that seem too good to be true, there's more to the story. Brunei's oil wealth has allowed the government to provide such generous benefits to its citizens. The housing program is a reflection of the country's social priorities, aiming to ensure that every Bruneian family has access to affordable housing. But this $1 house comes with a set of strict rules and cultural norms that might surprise you. These government-provided homes aren't just basic shelters. They're typically well-constructed, modern houses with multiple bedrooms, a living room, kitchen, and bathroom. Many even come with small gardens or yards. The standards are high, ensuring a comfortable living space for Bruneian families. However, the hidden costs of this incredible deal go beyond financial considerations. Living in these homes means adhering to a set of rules that might seem strange or even restrictive to outsiders. For example, did you know that in Brunei there are strict regulations about noise levels? That's right, your $1 house comes with an expectation of quiet living. The government takes noise pollution seriously, and residents are expected to maintain a peaceful environment. This means no loud music, no noisy parties, and even restrictions on the volume of your television. It's a far cry from the lively neighborhoods you might find in other parts of Southeast Asia. But the noise regulations are just the tip of the iceberg. Brunei's cultural norms extend to many aspects of daily life, from how you interact with your neighbors to what you can and can't do in public spaces. These rules reflect the country's conservative Islamic values and can be quite shocking for those used to more liberal societies. So while a $1 house in Brunei might seem like an incredible bargain, it comes with a lifestyle adjustment that not everyone is prepared for. The question is, are you ready to trade the freedom of a noisy, bustling neighborhood for the serenity and restrictions of life in Brunei? Imagine stepping into a world where the volume of your conversation could land you in trouble with the law. In Brunei, this isn't just a hypothetical scenario, it's daily life. As you venture beyond your $1 home, you'll discover a world where silence reigns supreme, and even the most innocuous sounds can raise eyebrows. The atmosphere in Brunei's public spaces is unlike anything you've experienced before. The streets are eerily quiet, with no bustling markets, booming music, or raised voices. It's a stark contrast to the lively, often chaotic environments you might find in other Southeast Asian countries. In Brunei, the absence of noise creates a sense of calm that can be both soothing and unsettling for visitors accustomed to more vibrant surroundings. This emphasis on tranquility isn't just a cultural preference, it's deeply rooted in Brunei's history and religious values. Maintaining quiet has long been seen as a symbol of respect for authority and social harmony. The belief that excessive noise disrupts the natural order has influenced even public celebrations, which tend to be more subdued compared to other countries. But Brunei doesn't just rely on tradition to keep things quiet. As of 2024, the country employs advanced systems to monitor noise levels. Industrial operations are required to implement soundproofing, and strict decibel limits are imposed on construction projects. In residential areas, authorities use noise monitoring technologies, including sound level meters and surveillance systems, to ensure compliance with regulations. The consequences for breaking these silence rules can be severe. Both residents and visitors can face fines or penalties for non-compliance. It's not just about avoiding loud parties or keeping your TV volume down. Even speaking too loudly in public spaces can draw unwanted attention and potential penalties. These strict regulations have a significant impact on daily life in Brunei. Businesses must adapt their operations to meet noise requirements, and entertainment options are often limited to quieter activities. It's a lifestyle that prioritizes peace and order, but it can be challenging for those used to more boisterous environments. While the quiet streets of Brunei might seem peaceful, they hide a world of intricate social rules that can trip up even the most seasoned traveler. Imagine a place where a handshake could be seen as deeply offensive, or where looking someone in the eye might be considered rude. Welcome to the complex world of Bruneian communication, and in Brunei, social interactions are governed by a set of unspoken rules deeply rooted in Islamic tradition and local customs. These rules are a far cry from the casual, often physical greetings common in Western countries. For instance, the simple act of saying hello becomes a delicate dance of cultural awareness and respect. When greeting someone in Brunei, the first consideration is gender. Men and women who aren't related should avoid physical contact entirely. Instead of a handshake or hug, a slight nod or bow is appropriate. The traditional Bruneian greeting, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, is widely used, especially when addressing Muslims. Body language plays a crucial role in Bruneian communication. Maintaining a respectful distance is key. Personal space bubbles are larger here than in many Western countries. Direct eye contact, especially between men and women or with elders, is often seen as confrontational or disrespectful. Instead, Bruneians tend to make brief eye contact before lowering their gaze. Hand gestures common in the West can have very different meanings in Brunei. Pointing with your index finger is considered rude. Instead, Bruneians gesture with their whole hand or thumb. The left hand is traditionally considered unclean, so it's important to use your right hand for eating, passing objects, or gesturing. These intricate rules can create a minefield for unsuspecting foreigners. Common Western behaviors like a firm handshake, direct eye contact, or a friendly pat on the back can be seen as inappropriate or even offensive in Brunei. Tourists have found themselves in awkward situations, unknowingly violating these unspoken rules. The consequences of these cultural missteps can range from mild embarrassment to more serious social faux pas. While Bruneians are generally understanding of foreigners' mistakes, repeated breaches of etiquette can lead to social ostracism or even legal trouble in more serious cases. You've mastered the intricate dance of Bruneian greetings, but there's an even bigger cultural shock awaiting you. In Brunei, gender isn't just a social construct, it's a dividing line that shapes the entire structure of society. How does a country function when men and women live in separate worlds? Brunei's strict gender segregation policies are deeply rooted in Islamic law and traditional values. Unlike Western countries where mixed gender interactions are the norm, Brunei maintains a clear separation between men and women in many aspects of daily life. This separation is evident in education, work environments, and public spaces. In schools, boys and girls are often taught in separate classrooms, or even entirely different institutions. This segregation continues into higher education, with some universities offering gender-specific campuses. The workplace isn't exempt from these rules either. Many offices have separate areas for male and female employees, and some positions are reserved exclusively for one gender. Public spaces in Brunei reflect this gender divide as well. You'll find separate queues for men and women in banks and government offices. Even recreational facilities like gyms and swimming pools often have designated times or areas for each gender. Public transportation can be another source of culture shock for visitors, with some buses featuring separate sections for male and female passengers. Dress codes in Brunei are another manifestation of gender separation. Women are expected to dress modestly, covering their arms and legs. Many Bruneian women wear the hijab, and some opt for full-body coverings like the abaya. Men also have dress expectations, typically wearing long pants and avoiding overly casual attire in public spaces. These strict gender norms can pose significant challenges for foreign visitors. Imagine trying to have a business meeting with colleagues of the opposite gender, only to find that direct interaction is frowned upon. Or picture yourself at a restaurant realizing that you can't sit with your spouse because of gender-segregated seating areas. Real-life stories of cultural clashes abound. One Western tourist recounted her shock when she was asked to leave a public park because it was designated as a men-only area during certain hours. Another visitor described the awkwardness of attending a wedding where men and women celebrated in completely separate rooms, unable to mingle or even see each other. As our journey through Brunei's lifestyle shocks comes to an end, it's clear that the country's approach to gender relations is just one of many aspects that set it apart from Western norms. These differences challenge us to reconsider our own cultural assumptions and raise important questions about the balance between tradition and globalization.